I really hungry? If I'm really hungry, I'd be willing to eat a sardine, right? Or a can of sardines. So if I'm not really willing to do that, I'm probably not really hungry. So you've been hearing everybody talking about the sardine fasting, and maybe you're a little bit curious, not sure you want to dive in. Well, what if you had some friends to do it with you? Next week, starting on June 27th, I'm planning to do a 3-day sardine fast challenge, and I would love to have as many of you joining in on that as possible. I shared about the sardine fast that I did last month and had several people say that they wanted to join in if I decided to do it again. So last week I announced that I was going to, and I'm here to say it's official. And I have put together a 2-page little sort of a little cheat sheet, some suggestions. No rules. We're just not going to obsess with rules on this challenge. I just want to encourage you to give it a try and see how you like what happens. Maybe your goal is to break a weight loss stall. Maybe your goal is to lower blood sugar, to increase your ketones. You might see all of that happen. One of the key things is that it really helps you to identify what it really feels like to be hungry. Because again, that whole mindset of, am I really hungry? If I'm really hungry, I'd be willing to eat a sardine, right? Or a can of sardines. So if I'm not really willing to do that, I'm probably not really hungry. So that was one of the key things that I walked away from the first challenge with. I was also encouraged to see my ketones increase and my blood sugar decrease. I still would like to work on my blood sugar numbers and my ketones, so that's my main goal in doing the challenge this time, but I would love to have you join me. I have a link to the little challenge guide in the description below this video. I also have a link to a video that I did earlier with some suggestions for ways that you can prepare the sardines. I'm going to suggest that you, if you want to participate, that you go ahead and buy a few cans of sardines and just experiment with it a little bit this week, so you don't have to go 3 days just completely like cold turkey. You kind of have an idea of what to expect going into it. And you might find that you actually enjoy them a lot more than you would imagine. I know I talked with someone over the weekend who said, sardine challenge? Well, you lost me at sardines. So give it a try, see what happens, and let's see what we can accomplish and see what the experience is like together. Also, a couple of people have asked as well about measuring ketones and blood sugar. And I'm going to pull out my meters here. I have not done a review on this yet, but I have the Ketotrak that will test your ketones, and it comes in a kit with strips. I'll do a review on that eventually, but it has been really simple to use, and it's very similar to a glucose meter. And this is the One Touch Ultra 2. This meter is probably 6 or 7 years old, so this exact one may or may not be available, but I'll look it up on Amazon and put it in the description if it is, or one very similar to it. Both of these can be purchased off of Amazon. However, you don't have to test your ketones and you don't have to test your blood sugar either. That's just if you want to. You can certainly just do the sardine fast and not do any other testing. You might want to weigh yourself, maybe take some measurements ahead of time. Depends on what your priorities are, but nothing is required to test or to report or anything. This challenge is just completely free. All it's going to cost you is your sardines. So, in which, by the way, sardines are very inexpensive, comparatively speaking, because you can get sardines for as little as about 92 cents a can. That's the cheapest I have found so far. I believe that was at Aldi, and I have seen upwards of $3.50 depending on the brand of the sardines. So far, the ones I have found to be the most expensive and probably the most tasty is the is the King Oscar brand. I really like the King Oscar that is in olive oil, and that one is flavored really well. They're also firm and they kind of hold their shape better if you are planning to possibly fry them up and want to keep them whole. But if you're just going to chop them up, you might want to go with one of the cheaper versions. A Great Value brand that is packed in water, I enjoyed. Having the oil is better if you want to increase fat, but you can always add your own olive oil or avocado oil or butter to them if you would like. So I'm going to close this with giving you 3 calls to action. I should never do that. If you would like to join us on the challenge, I'm just going to ask you to do 3 simple things. 1, go to the link in the description below and sign up and let me know that you're doing it. Again, this is totally free. Number 2 is to download the Sardine Challenge Guide. Again, it's just some facts, some suggestions, not really any rules other than this is a 72-hour fast, and you want to begin the fast and end the fast with a can of sardines. No other foods are supposed to be in that. If you need to add some crushed pork skins and fry those up, or if you need to add lemon or something else to it just to make the sardines more palatable, you just make the rules work for you. The third thing I'm going to ask you to do is go ahead and go buy a few cans of sardines and just try it out. I wouldn't recommend that you buy 10 cans of the same type to begin with. You may want to buy 2 or 3 different varieties, try them out, see which ones you like, and then go back and buy more of the ones that you do like. So that's it for today. I hope that you will seriously consider joining us in this because, hey, misery loves company, right? If we're all going to be eating sardines, you may as well have some company doing it. So join us on the challenge, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Happy fasting.